Look at this thumbnail, dude. How cool is this, bro? Enchantress has freaking... Oh my god, that's so cool. That is so cool. Yeah, so I just watched a little bit of it. Because I was rushing in the morning.
Get one pack free with every $30 you spend.
I am your father.
You don't take these meta lists seriously, Jared? Yeah, because I mean, it's all subjective to, of what you've played against the most, right? Because it's obvious, it's apparent what is the best deck, but then learning all the intricacies, all these niche interactions, is where, you know what I mean? That is so cool, bro. That is so cool. Because I know, like, these, they, I saw him play Synchro World. He played Synchro World. And I'm trying to avoid as many bricks as possible, and that is one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is standard. This is standard right here. This is all standard. Oh my god, that guy fell for it, bro. Okay, awesome. Okay, so right here. Okay, so this is where it deviates, right? This is quite standard. This is, you only do this if you want to prioritize TG Hyper Librarian. Otherwise, you don't have to do this. Which I like TG Hyper Librarian because it gives you a contingency. Like, if for whatever reason your calamity setup it gets disrupted, or you know, it's just, I don't know, they somehow break your board. Like, it's unlikely, but like for whatever reason you that just guarantees the fact that you have an abundance amount of resources to salvage your broken heart, your broken board. Yeah. So see, this is TG, and this is yeah, and then right here, what I was noticing when I was sequencing off, like just learning all these combos, was whether you choose to synchro away your crystal wing here, and this is what I meant about synchro world being the one brick that will essentially be another omni that you synchro climb with. It'll be preference to you, right? Because think about it, right? You're already going to be considering a 2-card combo that's quite resilient, right? Of course, like if it gets fulfilled, you most likely win, which would be Jet and Right, and then let's say you draw to Synchro World. Okay, how much of an issue is that going to be for you going second, right? Because going first, we know that we can win first, but going second, you need every possible card to be an extender without requiring this to be fulfilled. You know what I mean? That's what you have to consider when you implement these bricks. Because okay, something that always comes up would be the memory. Why did we play the memory? Well, it's not necessarily something you want to draw, right? But it helped the deck be resilient and allowed you to be obscure in a sense that you can sequence your way to a Yazi to pop. So in our case, we would go Draco bounce, Illegal Knight bounce, Jet Warrior bounce, Yazi pop, float, and it's still, you know, it's before you initiate your actual objective or your combo, you have all these ways to interact with your opponent to force responses. Whereas Synchro World, it doesn't do that. It only functions if you fulfill your combo. You know what I mean? So this is what you'll see here. This is the game I saw. So at Synchro World, yeah. Because this is essentially just gonna be a reborn of one of your synchro climbs. That's basically what it's gonna be. Yo, what up, Sonic? Hola, Arce. Buenas noches. Yo, what up, Shaman? What up, YSD? Yeah, okay, so, and once you get to this point as well, you determine whether you want to do the Calamity Lock or not, right? Because this is where you get your third trail, which would mean, do you use it to facilitate the Crimson Dragon, or do you facilitate it to go for Excel line to end on a Crystal Wing and on a Herald, that type of thing, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Small world. There's the Crimson. Yeah. Oh, so in this case, yeah. So in this case, he's using the Crimson. He's using small Synchro world. That's pretty funny. You have 2 world cards in the deck, Synchro world, and you have this guy. Wild. Yeah. So typically, what would happen here is this would revive one of your, whether it be the Omega or what, you know what I mean. Yeah. Sends it. Yeah. Okay, that's a bit odd. This is a bit odd. Exodia, man, what are you doing, bro? This is a B up top. I mean, yeah. I mean, preferably you would want him to be in the EMZ to be unaffected, right? To prevent anything from happening. Because droplets is going to be quite prevalent to prevent this from happening. Right, you hit this, which is why when the what's that the freaking the Vanadium trap, the Vanadium Synchro that searches the trap is going to be quite the combo the combo piece, you know what I mean? Because it, like, they need to discard a trap in order for you to not negate it with a trap, you know what I mean? But it doesn't seem like unlikely, because you just discard an imperm, you know, and then you're just facing, yeah, I don't know. So okay, so that's the thing though, right? Because like you can prepare it as much as you can, deck build as optimal as you possibly can, depending on what you want the deck to do fundamentally, right? Because like you could take a very simplistic approach, which is what Donux is doing. He's made an efficient deck that is very cookie cutter, right? You have your hand traps, and you have just the bare bones of what you require to function, right? But you know, you're competing. At that point, you're competing with your efficiency versus the meta deck, and whether this becomes a meta deck will be determined post Dune. And once we start going into tournaments and people are playing the deck optimally, because at first we're gonna have this wave of new players playing this deck. And they're not going to be playing it optimally, right? So the way it translates would depend. Let's say, for example, let's say 10 adventure players take the deck and only 2 advance, you know, or do well. Most likely it's going to be because they weren't too familiar with every single possible sequence that they had an access to, right? Because that comes through dueling and playing and interacting and being in obscure situations. Because in theory, you can assume how everything will be and how everything will go depending on what is prevalent, depending on what the board will be, right? So let's say you have to do, okay, we all knew what to do versus the Rise Heart, right? Against Cash. Against Rika, you kind of have an idea of what they end on, which is like the main issue is that they tribute your stuff, so you gotta be well prepared, which is why you have to main deck cards like, well, I mean, I main deck cards like Lightning Storm and Duster because you just don't want to lose to those decks, because like it seems so obvious how to beat those decks, and you just shouldn't lose to those decks. Same thing with Labyrinth, unless they have what's that guy that reveals himself? And protects your back row? Heavenly Lord of the Prisons guy? Yeah, let's say I have that, you know? What up, Crescent? What up, Ripper? Okay, so this has always been an argument. Okay, which do you prefer? Because it's divided. And for the most part, in theory, the Excel line is a lot more fragile into nib, right? And the difference between doing the Herald line and doing the Excel line is the fact that you get an extra resources within Illusion, right? Because like the way you would do the Herald line, you would go, okay, Overtake, Enchantress, Herald, right? Or instead of, but that's only if you open up Enchantress though. Because like no matter what, you lose a draw if you search for Enchantress. So you have to be, you know, you have to open it with that. And then you have to have yeah, I'll explain it in a bit. Oh, okay, so how does this deck play through a Rise? So since a Rise Heart can't banish face down token face down, so they have to use their pop on the Fateful Search. Otherwise, they just chain to the bounce. You know what I mean? But most likely, the only time to actually, because like let's say you go right, activate Fateful, search Fateful. They have to pop that. Otherwise, you're gonna get your Griffin, and then you go special. What are they gonna do? They can't pop your token. What would be the reason? I mean, they can hold off and pop your Fateful, but then you still have your Griffin negate, and then you can just try to play after that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you just bounce the Rise Heart. This batter's insane, yeah, for sure. Yo, what up, Dylan? Yeah, okay, so there are better 12s, but this is just the most efficient one, because if you put it in EMZ, it becomes immune. So meaning they have to interact with Crimson Dragon before they interact with the Sigma. Because if you go Crimson Dragon, right, you target your Sigma, they can book your Sigma and basically fizzle your effect. So they would have to like book the Crimson, but then you just chain the Crimson to, you know what I mean? So it's like it'll still resolve, and it just prevents you from losing to more cards basically. So I think it's the best one, I think, in my opinion. I mean, before it's preference. I don't like dealing in absolutes because you can play the other ones. Yeah, I mean everyone. Okay, so there's many. Everyone developed their fundamentals on deck building very differently, depending on when they started to play the game. Because that's like a big difference. You can tell when someone's playing since like 2010, and you can tell when someone's been playing since 2018. Like you can just tell. There's a difference. Fundamentally, there's just you can just tell. Yo, what up, Thomas? Why not play Prosp? Because everything in your X-Rig matters. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like... Because, like, if you use Prosp, that means you throw away any slight grind that you possibly could have had. Because that means you take away synchros that are quite crucial to be able to follow up in case you don't... You know what I mean? You don't end the game. Because like the whole point of Calamity is just end the game and then just attack for game next turn. That's the whole point. But like if that's the entire objective, okay, well, what if you have pot and you go in second? Do you want to use a pot? Do you not? Because like you kind of not, because you can't use it, because then you take away, like it's like taking away a Zeus from your extra deck. Go in second. It's like it could come up, you know. Yeah, what up, Brian? This is Exodio. Yeah. So see what this one brick can facilitate? It enables you to level module and get to the Herald. Otherwise, you would not be able to do the Herald in this case, which is something you have to consider for yourself, whether you want to be as efficient and stress over marginal things like this one brick, you know. Or whether you want to play like a hand trap in this place, or an extender, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I like how you used TG. I'm a big fan of TG, bro. TG is just insane. Yeah, I was working on Revolution lines as well without the Synchro world. Oh no! Okay, so another thing to consider, of course, right? Because if your deck is resilient enough to push past whatever the prevalent meta is producing, then you can be like, wait a second, my deck can play through that, so I don't really need to stop you. You know what I mean? So that's when you just go you gear towards board breakers, right? Because okay, well, if I board break you, that means I can already push past your established board anyways. You know what I mean? But like, let's say for whatever reason you don't draw into those hand traps, which has always been the issue, right? But that's just like saying like, what's an example I can use? I'm drawing a blank here. I mean, you can't really do that though. You can't even use it as an excuse. Yeah, you can't really use an excuse because that's kind of like a mutual understanding with you and the hand traps. Like, okay, I know if I don't draw you, you're worthless, but it's the point of prevention, which is the whole point of it. You know what I mean? That's the variance of the game. So you kind of can't use. I mean, every now and then you can justify it, but like some decks in particular cannot allow that to happen. So which is why they play like go in second cards. But sometimes there comes a format where you're just forced to play hand traps. Like for example, like us, we can hand loop you, so you need hand traps. Yo, what up, Jude? Thank you, Sasuke, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But like, you know what I mean? Because if you think about it, like, is your deck viable enough to implement this strategy that everyone else is adapting to? If not, then you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle. You know what I mean? And then that's where you have to contemplate whether you want to keep playing the deck itself or not. And and that requires effort and time to determine this. Because you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, I can't do that, but what else can I do? Which means it requires time for you to sequence out what is relevant and reassess what your deck is meant to be doing. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, let me just quickly, okay, you popped up there. I don't know why the alerts are not on here. The alerts should be on there. Thank you, Sasuke. That was awesome, bro. Thank you. Yeah. So, for example, like if you choose to go with board breakers, we will hand loop you, leave you with 3 cards. What if we hit those board breakers? What if we hit your Dark Ruler? What if we hit your Storm? What if we hit your Droplets? You're left with Engine, bro. And we end on at least 3 interactions. So taking a board breaker approach versus this deck doesn't really work. You know what I mean? But if you draw all Engine and no hand traps, what happens then? your Engine better be resilient enough to push past that board. You know what I mean? Because even then, top decking a hand drop when it could have been a board breaker, you're like, fuck, like that. But that's the dichotomy of board breakers and hand traps. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's just, oh, dude, it's. What up, Orion? Okay, let's see his revolution line. Yeah, so TG, I like TG. Awesome, nice. Yeah, so this is always gonna be pretty much the same. Always using the Stardust and this to go into that, and then yeah. Because something I noticed was like whether to go with whether utilizing Assault Effect or not. Because that's something that always came up if you're not playing Synchro World. Because you can Synchro your Sigma with Baron, but then you lose to a Nib because you take away your protection. You know what I mean? Or you can go, like, well, I'm assuming what he's going to do now. He's going to go Crimson target Baron. Oh, damn, he got Bestialed. Okay, so let's say he didn't get Bestials there. Yeah, so typically what happened here, you would go Crimson, target your Baron, and summon the Spatter that way, right? And then the Spatter will revive your Trail or your Stardust, and then you would make Crimson again, but then you're lacking the extra extra tuner or resources to make your Sigma and your Crimson, which is, you know, it's kind of weird. Because you can do all this if you don't take the TG route. You know what I mean? That's the difference. But I like having contingencies because, like, look, he has board breaker. Look what he has. He has super poly, and he has what's his face? BF. He has brain fusion. Reframing? Is that the counter trap? 3 apples? I mean, in sequence with, I mean, the only reason you would play apple would be what? Because you play the adventure. I'm assuming you're playing it in adventure, right? And the most apparent, the most obvious sense of the card is, oh, I have a token, special. You know what I mean? But okay, but what happens after that? You know, like what are you required to progress that line? Because if it doesn't get you closer to what your initial objective is, which is getting to speeder, or deviating enough to then be able to come back to the speeder line. You know what I mean? Because that's a 6, right? That's a 6. And if you search enchanters instead, you go special enchanters, go 5, go Excel sends, right? Yeah. But then you just lose the Griffin thing, and you lose the SD line, which would be then, why would you not prioritize the Excel Synchro search line, the SD line, over, you know, because that loses to nib even more. You know what I mean? I want to see what happens. Okay. See, that's the cool thing about when they interact with you, because sometimes it's so insignificant that it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? I love this Synchro climb. This Synchro climb is so good. The trail token, I love trail. Trail is amazing, bro. She always has her back. Nice. Oh, that's super positive. Oh my god. Ah, let's go. Okay, let's go. Oh, dude. Yeah, that. Okay, he's done. He's done. Let's go, Exodio, bro. See, okay, that's something I can appreciate proper sequencing. I can never hate on proper sequencing. I just love that. It's just like the best thing. Whenever you see someone play something optimally and in a clever way, is the best feeling, bro. Like it just it's so good. That's good. I mean, there's nothing clever about hand ripping the card, but I'm saying, like, it just I don't know why. It just felt like saying that. The Sigma's on the main, bro. Sigma's in the main. No, but yeah, I understand why this is happening, because I ran into this issue as well. Because when you initiate the setup, right? When you decide you're gonna go for the Calamities lock, you need room, right? You need room to be able to get the token, to be able to revive the Stardust and the Trail. So that's why Baron is up top. But what you can do is a bit risky. Is you Synchro climb the Baron with your Assault, right? And it's risky, but you need to make sure you have access to something else. Otherwise, you lose to Nim. But this is understandable. See, this is where formula for me comes up quite often. Like, formula over here comes up for me like a lot. Yeah, okay, so this is where you utilize the Synchro World's effect. This, I mean, but that'll be determined up to you, right? Because, like I mentioned earlier just now, if you're just joining, how I mentioned about Synchro World, like, your 2-card combo, will that 3rd card help you extend if you get interacted here? No, because this is only, the Synchro World is only relevant if this resolves. You know what I mean? So, contemplating whether you play it or not, or implement it in the deck or not, that'll be solely up to you, because you can take, there's the variants that you have access to, or, you know? Yeah, no way. No. Oh, contact fuse. Oh, never mind. That's over. Yeah, Calamity. Yeah, no way, bro. Bro, look at that, dude. See, Synchro is being showcased here quite nicely. And sometimes you get fixated on that perspective of, damn, it doesn't really do anything unless it's fulfilled, right? That sometimes you do get caught up on that, but that's kind of like the point of a lower tier deck, right? Because we don't know where this deck is going to be, where it's going to stand. If it's a high tier deck, then you're like, okay, well, actually, it's not that bad, you know? Because what's the payoff? Okay, the payoff is you get access to this versatility. You get access to your boss monster being revived, you know? So with that in mind, you assess the risk and reward ratio, right? And whether it's worth it or not. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Chill out. What is this? Get so many notifications, bro. Yeah. I actually did a Trishula. I did a Trishula line where you hand loop for 3. Like I don't like put everything on the Trish loop. I just do like enough to be toolboxy and versatile enough, right? Because like if you have like all these Trishulas, going second, it's the same argument or the same fundamental of, okay, well, this is only good if this gets fulfilled. If this doesn't get fulfilled, how are you synchro climbing to get to a particular at least one Trish? You know what I mean? And that's something that you have to really consider when you're building your extra deck. Because going first, obviously you'll win, obviously. But going second, you want to be resilient and versatile enough to be able, like, okay, well, they stopped me here, I can go here. You can pivot there. You know what I mean? But if you take away all these synchro climbs, all these other synchros, all these other levels that you can't really like synchro climb with, then it makes it really awkward, you know? Hopefully I'm not losing you guys. Has all this made sense? Has anything I pointed out not made sense? And if it was, let me know so I can try to clear it up. But hopefully it has made sense. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Small world, consistency, bro. Get water enchantress. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, dude, if he asked you here, bro, we would have been cooked. If he asked here, we would have been cooked here. We would have been cooked here. Okay, so what happens here? What happens here? Because typically, this hand ends us. This hand is meant to end us here. Because what happens, he goes Imperm on the Baron, Ash the Speeder. That's what happens here. That's what happens here. Okay, Ash that, nice. Okay, nice. Nice. Here we go, bro. Oh, you figured it out. Yeah, bro. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Why did you... What? Exodia, why did you use Excel's effect? Bro, you could have used Excel's effect there. Oh, crap, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's a pretty cool play. Because in their mind, they're like, oh... You know? But I guess this is what I mean. Initially, when people start first playing it, when people start playing against this deck, they won't know how to play against it because it's so new, right? It's been in the OCG for a while, and we know how to play against it because we all know the plays. But for people that are not really aware of this, niche things like this will come up. Whereas in this case, you're trading resources, right? So you could have easily have gone Excel, effect, but then that means he still keeps the impermanent hand. This way, if he's new and he doesn't know what the deck does, he'll just go, okay, Speeder. Oh, did you not read Excel? Chain. Boom. You know what I mean? So like that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty neat. So, okay, so a trail triggers because you tributed the XL. Yeah. What? Okay, so this is what they hand trap you, and it doesn't matter. You're gonna hand loop them for the rest of their hand. Like, just it's insane. Which is why I'm scared for Omega. I'm honestly scared for Omega. Look at that. Look at this. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. XL? Yeah, XL. Yeah, no way, bro. No way. Oh, what is this? What is this? What setup is this? Is he play satellite? Ash? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, nice. Very nice. Special. Oh, Baron. Okay, Baron. Okay, nice. Oh, okay. It's going for a Zeus line? Okay. I think this is fine. This is fine. You're fine. Yeah, this is fine. Just no way. They just loop their hand themselves. We don't even have to loop for them. Oh my god.
Opportunity is all around us. But
oh
to
my
act
god,
on it,
bro.
You need to get out of your comfort zone. With Grammarly.
No. Kastira. Okay, going second. Okay, so so for those of you that don't know, the cash matchup is not is one of the easiest matchups for sure. Let me just catch up to see if after I ask you guys. Hand loop is so good until you lose the dice roll. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen with Synchro Fusionist. Like, it was really weird because like going first you just hand loop them, but going second, like, you're not gonna fulfill the hand loop, you know? Bro, I'm playing both, bro. I'm playing both. Satellite and Black Rose. Because Black Rose is insane because, like, you can just summon a Tengu, bro. And you haven't even used Adventure yet. Summon a Tengu. Black Rose. Tun tun tun. You know what? It's so good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this hand cracks this board. This hand cracks this board. It should. It should. Like, it should. There's no way it doesn't crack this board. Tactics alone is wild, bro. Look at that. Oh my god, bro. Yeah. And the cool thing about tactics is that whatever monster you take, it's just gonna be tribute fodder. You're just gonna tribute it out for status effect. So you can take control of a Link, you can take control of a XYZ, something you can't even synchro with. It doesn't matter. You can just use. You can still use it to tribute for start of Synchron. Book of Moon. Yeah, it's over, bro. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Oh, what? Okay, so okay. Oh, actually, no. This is fine. This is fine. Only issue here, it can go bad two ways. He uses oh no, never mind, he can't even use birth effect. Never mind, he needs to control Kasira. Okay, this is what I was scared of. This is what I was scared of. Yeah, because then you can't pitch. Oh, I have a normal summon. Oh, I forgot he has a normal summon yet. Okay, it's over. Yeah. I thought I had a normal summon. Okay, now we're fine. We're fine. Bro, this is insane, bro. Oh, there's a Sigma where he's meant to be. Yeah, nice. Let's go, bro. Stardust! Let's go! Yeah, it's over. GG, bro. GG. Wait. Exodia, attack. Just attack. What the heck? Bro, he's doing straight up flex gun. He's just flexing on. Curly? Okay, this is okay. Okay, this matchup is a bit odd. If you're going first, because they made up a lot of board breakers, which is why I really was so certain on TG draws because I was like, oh dude, if I build my board and I go against purely, oh my god, it can go downhill because they just Zeus you. Like it's quite obnoxious to be honest. But going first, like, yeah, I think it's fine. Like going second, you just crack their board. Unless they end on Noir. Okay, this is a trap. Yeah, I played Trishula. Extra copy of Speeder? Nah, you can do well with one. How does the deck out Noir or Punisher? You have it's non-engine. You require non-engine to out it. Or this. Like okay, so realistically, Noir is not meant to bounce anything. Noir is just meant to just be there because almost like you can't really out it. Like you just can't. You know, because by the time you get to an out, they just bounce that. So like if the Purely guy just didn't do anything and just sat on Noir, he would have been okay. But the fact that he lost his Noir now, yeah, it's a bad move, bro. It's a bad move. But yeah, this all comes with learning the deck and understanding what it does. It just comes down to that. When you're unaware, but you have to keep in mind because that's part of a skill set, right? That's part of a good player. Like having all this knowledge, being able to recall, oh, this matchup does this. Okay, your brain can recall it. That's a skill set, right? That's a skill. It's a memory. You know, you're gonna remember. But that won't happen at the very beginning because post Dune, it's people are still gonna be firstly new to the deck and playing against it. So you're gonna be like, oh well, I'd rather just prevent him from generating resources. So that's why he bounced. But like, no. Once you understand that the deck doesn't really have an out unless you do on non-engine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, because now that guy loses. Like now, just purely just straight up loses now. Yeah. TG. XL. I love this. Okay, so before XL came out, I didn't think this deck was good at all. I just didn't like it. I would tell Donex like, nah, it's just not good, bro. It's just not good. But once XL came out, it completely changed my mind. I was like, oh my god, this deck's insane now. Like now it's insane. Because before, when this deck first got like introduced to like this concept of it, I was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It was just so underwhelming that I just chose not to pursue it. And I stuck with Pure, you know, because I felt Pure was just better at that point. And then once you got XL, I was like, bro, this is insane, bro. This is insane. And then it's just insane. But props to Donax, bro. Props to Donax for sticking by the deck. Even when it was bad, bro. But yeah, props to him. Let me see. I'll have this playing while I read you guys. Yeah, which is why I like playing 2 copies of each Synchron, because there are going to be times where you want the Synchron in your deck to be able to level module or to, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just over now. Like, what does Purely do? Like, there's just no way. Yeah, like what happens here? Like, it's just over. Yeah, it's over. Oh my god, these ads, bro. I don't mind when I put them. I don't mind when I put them. I'll put mine ad real quick. The Dragon Link. This is another obscure deck, Dragon Link. Because like, there's times where you just don't negate the right thing, and you get punished hard for it. Because like if you play open hand, you're like, okay, I just negate this and then lose, you know. But like that's kind of what Dragon Link does. It's real obscure in that sense. Like sometimes it can lose them the game, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. And that's where it's a bit like you're like, oh damn, like do I stop this or not? You know, it's a bit odd. Ash Blossom, negate. Okay, so he's just baiting stuff here, right? He's just baiting stuff here. Bell. Oh my god, the bell was huge. Interesting. Oh, this is rough here. This is rough. And he still has the seals bounce? No way. Oh, it's going. Okay, this is towards the end, right? Yeah, this is typically what Exodia does. He does the wins and then does the losses. Yeah, it's most likely over here. There's no way. At the moment, Adventure is a bit in the lead at the moment. Yeah, okay, that was the last one. Okay, let's look at the stats. Earth, Machine, Dragon, Combo, Aggro, Adventure. Ah, I love how this is on. This is so cool, bro. This is so cool. Main support, yeah, we getting that one. To this Nexus. Okay, so let's look at this. So main beaters, of course. Key cards, yeah. Main starters, best card. Best card, bro. Speeder's the best card. Yeah, you typically end on these two. These are gonna be the ones you mainly end on for sure. Baron and this batter. Ah, this is so cool, bro. This is like, how cool is this, man? This is awesome. We can't burn it all. I mean, we could if we wanted to. Resilience, 8, versatility, yes. I love this. This is what I love about decks. When decks have this, I love it. It's just so good. Deck stamina, deck difficulty 4. Yeah, it's a hard deck to function to pilot. Deck stamina, end game, early game, 5, mid game, long game. Yeah, we have little to no long game. Yeah, if it goes past like turn 5, we're dead, bro. We're so dead. Oh, nice, not a bad score. 8.3. Okay, let's take a look at this list. Win ratio. Typically have two. Typically 2 dead hands. Most of the time. Most used cards. Speeder. Win ratio 70%. This is about right. 70%. Yeah, this is about right. OTK. Least used cards. Herald. Yeah. This is where Donax will be like, oh no, I use Herald more. I use Jet quite a bit. Jet Warrior. All right, here's his list. What is this? What does this list look like? Oh, he's maxing out on Jet and Revolution. I can see why. I know why. It's because of the Excel. When he sent off Excel. Yeah. Most likely because he sent. Yeah. This is what I was referring to. Only time you would want to max these out is when you want to send off Excel. If you watch the video and the deck profile, I mentioned this. And Small World for consistency. Yeah, okay, that's fair. So the one Fenrir's pretty cool. Fenrir basically does what Griffin does. Gryffindor. What Gryffindor does? It's a level 7 that lets you go into Excel, revive this, and then goes into the immune speeder line. Chose with just Ash and this. Yeah, pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Yep. Oh, so he chose to play. Oh, okay. So the difference is he chose to play Herald over the Formula. That's fair. Yeah, I play Formula over the Herald. Yeah, I just felt more use for Formula. But you can play Herald. Herald's cool. Yeah, see, going first, excellent, bro. Going second, it's okay. It's okay, bro. Tier unknown. Oh, the Tengu, bro. Tengu. Oh, okay. This is Ritara, bro. That sounds so wrong. Yeah. So yeah, this is how you stop the droplets if they don't discard like a trap. Discard it. You know, they can't stop. It doesn't stop super poly, which is bit odd. I really love Satellite Warrior. Just going second, just do everything. Tengu is amazing. It just when you go second, it's a resilient way to get an on tuner because like the token. Hang on, the token isn't as resilient as I would like it to be, which is why I ended up implementing Tengu into the deck. It's pretty wild. Yeah, Crystal and Baron lose Super Volley. But that's kind of like, okay, well, what decks play Super Volley? Post game 1, you have to be mindful of that. So, you know. Nappies and Calamities. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no absolute. If Speeder resolves, you're most likely winning the game. The point is ensuring that Speeder resolves. That's the whole point. And, you know, that's the whole point. Because, like, yeah. Is that it? That's it, right? What's next? What's here? Oh, because the weaknesses, deck weaknesses. Cartas anti-combo decks. Anti-combo decks. Yeah. Oh, dude, the egg, bro. The egg. Do you know that's how we lose, bro. If they raw Sphere mode us, if we're going against Labyrinth and they egg us and they set their floodgate, we're dead, bro. We are so done. Main strengths. Fortalezas del deck. Ventajas sobre el oponente. Okay. Debilidades internas. Debilidades externas. Wild. Dificultad versus high unaffected monsters. Yeah, see, yeah. Against towers like monsters, we struggle with that. High attack untargeted monsters, below us chaos max, yeah. We need chaos. We need crystal wing for this. Monstruos de alto ataque, high attack monsters. That's not much of an issue. We can just pop it. We can bounce it. Campos establecidos. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, any deck, any deck. Banish effects versus monsters, spells and trap. Yeah, we lose to this. Hard. Normal summon. Yeah. So, yeah. Usos del cementerio, extra decks, monsters, combos suficientes, específicos, acciones campo oponente. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty well assessed.